What's happening, people? We are back. This is London Show is back. And we have no D tonight. D's away on holiday. He's had enough of Crystal Palace. No, I'm joking. He's away to chill out on holiday and get some sunshine.
He's away until Palace are good, so we might not see him for a while.
We might not see him for a long time then, if that's the case. We have got Johnny Minerals join us at 7:30, which will be a laugh. So that'll be a good one. So I'll have a laugh with him and Don, who are very, very different in terms of their Chelsea opinions at times from what I can see previously, but we'll see how it goes. So that should be fun. But big up to Deji, big up to Don, big up to Lawless. Listen, I've got to be real. I've got to ask you boys about Arsenal. Because last night we went through on the penos. It was squeaky bum time. It weren't convincing. But there's a lot of people in the media and the neutral fan base that I don't really understand. And I've got to be honest, I don't think Arsenal could have won yesterday. Because if we would have won 6-0, it's only Porto, chill out, calm down, cool your beans. If we would have beaten them and unconvincingly across the line, that weren't very convincing. Oh, that's not good from you guys. And if we would have lost, hell would have broken down. And Arsenal would have been a disgrace, right? So I like to think that I'm not one of these guys that gets on people's tits when it comes to Arsenal, right? I banter sometimes. I do tongue-in-cheek shit. But I don't sit there and go ludicrous and start putting people's Real Madrid players in combined 11s and Arsenal, stuff like that, right? That's not me. That's not what I do. So I want to ask a real one with 3 people that I respect and 3 people that I see as friends on here. What is it all about? And is it OTT? Because Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy were literally crying last night on TalkSport because Arsenal won. I couldn't believe what I was listening to on the way back. I was like, is this for real? Jamie O'Hara, well, they're still the worst team in there. They're still going to do this, still going to do that. Jason Cundy, I don't think Arsenal are going to whitewash Porto. I think it will be a difficult game. Then it's a difficult game and we win. And I thought they were going to whitewash them. Well, hang on, make it make sense. You're changing your complete narrative now. There's a lot of fans ain't happy. I've never seen so many hate-alongs in all my life last night for Arsenal Porto. Never seen it in my life.
Everybody's ops. Everybody's ops.
Bro, let me just ask this simple question to you 3 then. Why do Arsenal rattle you lot so much? What is it about us?
Dan, you bring it, Potts, you bring it on yourself, yeah? You bring it on yourself because when you lot drew Porto, the amount of people, Arsenal fans I saw on the timeline celebrating, disrespecting them. I love the draw. Like, listen, you can say it's a favorable draw, but there's a fine line, thin line even, between being happy with a draw and disrespecting the opponent. Considering you guys haven't been in the Champions League for what? Nearly a decade, pretty much, yeah? Arsenal fans love to look at football on paper too much, yeah? And one of the key things I kept speaking about with Champions League is, listen, there's too many intangibles. You guys have a lot of young players that have never played in the Champions League before, yeah? Your only players that are going to be in there that have done it before, Jorginho, Havertz obviously won it at Chelsea. Jesus and Zinchenko were sort of bit part players at Man City in the Champions League. Do you know what I'm saying? So I looked at it like you lot are being overly arrogant for a team that has never been in there. Well, this team has never been in there right now, the team that you've created. You've got good players on paper. I like your team. But it's the fan base that were very arrogant. Do you know what I'm saying? And yesterday, coming to the Emirates in the first leg, my boy was even at Porto. He flew out to Porto to see Arsenal not even have one shot on target. Do you know what I'm saying? You lot went over there. Saka, absolute stink fest. Your whole team pretty much was crap in the first leg. And then in the second leg, they stuck it on you. Porto, it was a good game. I think I thought they were better. They were the better team in the first half. I thought they had the better chances. In the final third, there wasn't that much quality, to be honest with you. But in the second, just before the second half, it was a good little bit of magic from Odegaard. They're the bit of moments that you get in the Champions League. And he stepped up yesterday. That was a real captain leader performance from him. Do you know what I'm saying? But in yesterday's game and even the first game, I could see a lack of experience is the main thing that I was looking at. Saliba, shaky, bro. I've seen a couple of shaky games from Saliba this season. It doesn't mean that my opinion is going to change on him because I think it's generational. But he's been shaky in a couple of games this season. Gabriel's been better than him for me, in my opinion.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Yesterday, bro, pulling man back. Saka, another stink fest. This is why, for me, Dan, I can never call this guy world class as he is right now because he just does not do enough, Yesterday, he got a goal and assist. If he scored, would have probably masked that performance again from a lot of Arsenal fans. This is what world-class players do, but then they would have ignored the rest of what he did. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, the reason why you lot are getting a lot of heat is because of how arrogant you were when you drew Porto. And then yesterday, you needed penalties. Shit penalties, from Porto. Because let's be real about it. Raya saved them, but they were some shit penalties, Dan. They were
You
terrible.
knew they weren't going in when they lined up.
When they stepped up, bro. I'm not even hating here, yeah, but Raya is not good at saving penalties. Yeah, if you saw that penalty that they took where he got his hand on it, yeah, that was what you need to do with Raya because he's not that tall. His arms are not long like that. Do you know what I'm saying? But those penalties were shit, and that's what you needed to beat Porto. And it shouldn't have gone like that the way you lot were moving on social media. So that's why, in my opinion, I think you've been getting a lot of heat because of how arrogant you were, and you needed penalties to beat Porto. That's why a lot of people are getting onto you.
It's mad because me personally, no one's been getting at me because I think they know that I'm not one of these guys who said that we're going to win 5-0 in both legs, right? But I do read what I read and see what I see, and I think if Arsenal are so bad, why is everyone so bothered by us winning? I don't get it. That's what I don't get. Because for me, there's two things. They'll say, Arsenal got to go win the league now. They're top. Go on, don't bottle it. You go win the league, you're top. Oh, okay, cool. Is that your opinion? Yep. What do you think the score will be at the Etihad? I think Man City will beat you. Right? We're not going to win the league then, are we? What? How can we be favourites to go and win the league and then not beat Man City or be better than Liverpool City? Make it make sense. This is all I'm saying. I understand that there's some unbelievably deluded people in our fan base. I'm not denying that. I do think every fan base has got it, by the way, but I don't think ours is any different.
Some more than others.
Insufferable, right? Yeah, I think some of our fan base are insufferable. With me as well, I banter them all the time. I'm sitting there trolling. They're trolling me, and every time we win and a player plays well that I didn't rate, all of a sudden all my DMs flood, right? This happens with me, with Arsenal fans as well. But when I'm looking at this neutrally now, I'm thinking, okay, where are Arsenal at? Because a lot of these fan base, they don't think we're good. And then when they actually get asked questions, they're like, I think Arsenal should be favourites for this league title now. Why? Why are we? We're not favourites for this league title. What the hell are you talking about? No chance. Man City and Liverpool right now, in my opinion, are more chance of winning the Premier League than Arsenal. Manchester City and Real Madrid, I would probably go with Inter Milan if they win tonight as well. I've got more chance of winning the Champions League than Arsenal. But when you ask people, they're like, it's not that. It's just like, what way is it? I don't get it.
It works both ways, Potts. Like, because I was literally just on the show talking about this. It works both ways. Because at the same time, Arsenal fans, you want all of the praise, and maybe not you individually, Potts, but as a collective, you want all of the praise, all the glory, all the hype, yeah? But you don't want the pressure that comes with it. You don't want that expectation that comes with it. If you don't achieve, you're happy to sit there and say, oh, we're the best team in the league currently, or we're this, or we're that, right? But you don't want fans to then put that expectation, that pressure on you saying, well, you must do this then. And that's where it works. In the same way with the Porto, right, thing. And you're right. Yeah, there are rivals that say you should beat them 6-0 or you should, or I expect you to lose. And then when you don't, they say, well, you should have won or whatever. You should have won more. But it works with Arsenal fans. We're going to do this. I see it so many times. It don't matter that we lost 1-0. We're going to smash them at the Emirates. We're going to smash them. And then when it don't happen and you scrape through on penalties, yeah, it's amazing. We've got to the quarterfinals. It's not, oh, we didn't smash them. That's a disappointment. You know, same way you look and yeah, okay, to take 6-0 aside because everyone's going to say it. Let's get that boring thing out of the way. When we beat you at our ground, right, in the cup, oh, we'll smash you when it gets to the Emirates. Didn't smash us. We beat you. Oh, but we had all the shots and we had created this many chances. The narrative changes. So it works both ways, Potts, at the same time. Is Arsenal fans, you want to be seen as a top club. Like we're one of the big boys. We're a super club, right? And at the same time, you don't want fans to hold you to standards of that. So you should comfortably beat Porto. No, you should go through. You shouldn't be scraping through on penalties. Isn't that a disappointment? Isn't that a worry going forward? Like questions should be asked. People can't just sit there and go, oh, Arsenal got through. Brilliant. You did it. Well done. Like, yeah, of course, you should enjoy it. Of course. I'm not saying Arsenal fans shouldn't be happy with that, but to take the criticism that comes with how you did it at the same time because we heard all the hype and praise going into that.
Look, I agree with my guy, Lawless. There's a saying.
My guy, Lawless, that you owe money to.
Yeah,
we'll come into that.
Yeah. We'll deal with it.
A nice pinky, healthy pinky, Lawless, isn't it?
Yeah, it's £100.
We did say to you, are you sure? £100 now?
£100, yeah.
We'll get to it.
We'll sort that out today.
We'll get to that. Look,
to whom much is given, much is required. Do you get me? And what with Arsenal fans, They give it all the bigging. We're a big team. It's the three of us. It's us and it's Liverpool. It's Man City. When you're coming with that chest, then we have higher expectations. If you just settle yourself and be easy like you, Dan, and others like Northside and Lee Gunner, then people would be like, all right, cool. They're being humble about it, but let's see how they do one game at a time. But the fan base ain't saying one game at a time. The fan base is saying Basmati is the best defender, best midfielder since sliced bread. Saliba can do no wrong. Saliba's better than Van Dijk. And then, you know, we start naming individual players. Zinchenko, mate, is the best left-sided player since bloody Paolo Maldini. All of that thing is going on. And then it raises our expectations. And then when we start to say, well, the wins aren't that convincing, you can't get upset. You've put yourself on a pedestal that we now expect more from Arsenal. I've been saying for weeks, personally, that there's nothing for Arsenal fans to be shaking their bum about. When you think of the teams they played, the only decent team they've played recently was Liverpool. Every other team has been heavily dusty like Tutankhamun's coffin. So I weren't shaking my bum. I was like, look, it's all right, but it's only Sheffield United, it's only West Ham, it's only Burnley, it's only these clubs. Had Arsenal fans just accepted, like, yeah, I agree, Deji Spurs, it is only these clubs, maybe the fan base would have calmed down. But it was like, yeah, but how many clubs have put 6 past them? How many can do this? How many done that? We scored 31 goals in 4 games, blah, 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 blah. Okay, then, step up then. Since you feel like you're Real Madrid, since you feel like you're on the same level as City, since you feel like you're on the same level as Liverpool, let's see what you got. And then we see you turn up, bearing in mind, we've talked about it here on this channel, that Europe is dusty. We are expecting you to go out there and slap Porto 4-5-0. Yeah, why not? And you didn't do it. You limped over the line. You did a little Humpty Dumpty, sat on the wall and stayed on the wall. And then you're getting up, and then Arsenal fans are getting upset. No. Yeah. You decide. The one thing I will say, though, Dan, as a Spurs fan, welcome to my world. Welcome to my club. This is what Spurs fans have to go through. When we were about to win the league, everybody was praying. We were not rivals. Chelsea were never our rivals. It was a London derby, but that was about it. But when we were about to win the league, we had the battle of the bridge. And all of a sudden, West and North London, it became a thing. I lied on. It was never a thing before. And that's what happens. You know, when you put yourself in the limelight, people want to see you fail. That's why no one gives a shit about Man United. I can't remember the last time I streamed with a United fan, and I never will. Not until they're big time again. We don't talk about them because they don't matter. So maybe take it as a compliment that you guys are doing well, and which means we want to see you fail.
What it is for me, Deji, yeah. What it is for me, Potts, as well. What really aggravates me about your club, yeah, is, bro, I actually like your team. I like your team, but I just can't stand your fan base. And the reason being is because they want all this respect, but you're not gonna get that because you've got nothing to show for all of this progress. We can acknowledge that you've got better. We can acknowledge that you're one of the best, you know, on paper, one of the best teams in Europe. You know, you've got a high trajectory. You've got a good coach. You know, you've got good players that can become world class. We get all of that. But I'm sorry, there's only so much respect you're going to get, yeah? Because you are yet to win anything. And they want that respect that we give to Man Cities and the Liverpools and the Peps and the Klopps. You're not going to get that yet, unfortunately, bro. Until you get over that line and start to bring in some major trophies, you are not going to get that, yeah? Arsenal fans just want to hear all this validation. And like Mon said, all this validation with no expectations. Do you know what I'm saying? That's all it is, bro. That's all it is. Yeah, so that's how I look at it as well, man. They just run away from expectations, bro, all the time.
You know what the funny thing is as well? There was a comment, right? This Arsenal fan said to me, like, the only reason we're so loud now and we give it so much now is because of all we had to take during the banter era. And I was like, are you mad? Like, you guys, even when you were shit, even when you were finishing at 8th, you still had the loudest fans. You still gave it to everyone. So it's not like you took it and then you were humble and like, yeah, we are shit. Oh, and now you give it. You was always loud. Oh, but is yours gold? Is yours gold? Like, it's been non-stop. It doesn't matter where you could be 20th in the league. Your fans would still be the loudest. That's how you are. That's why we enjoy your downfall, right? That's what it is. So you want to be treated like a elite club and a small club at the same time. Another thing I said is you want us to all sit there when you do the minimum requirements. If Man City was to beat Porto, no one bats an eyelid. But Arsenal beat Porto, and we go, oh, well done, Arsenal, while still trying to treat you like this mega elite club.
And we're not allowed to give any constructive criticism either. As soon as you do that, you're a hater. This guy's unbearable. You know, they just want to hear the positive. They don't want to hear the constructive side of things, Lawless. Every single time, bro. Single time, bro. Only guys like Potts and that will listen. You know?
You've just got everyone's brilliant. Everything they do is perfect. Everything they do is amazing. Can't hold them to standards, but at the same time, we have to recognize and respect them as one of the biggest clubs. But we can't hold them to standards of one of the biggest clubs like we would a Liverpool, Man City.
But also on the flip side, and you know, I can't believe I'm saying this, and you know, like I said, you know, if you're doing well, this is what comes with it. You know, it's like a famous person that doesn't want to do autographs. Oh, why do people keep stopping me? It comes with the territory? You can't moan about it. If you're a politician and you are like leading, you know, our country, for example, you can't say you don't want to do question time. You can't say you don't want to be prime minister's P's and Q's and the opposition is hotting you up. It comes with the job. If you didn't want it, don't be there then. That's the only way to not get smoke and not get heat. Don't be there. Arsenal is top of the league. You're getting heat. Man City, if you're top of the league, we're giving you heat. Liverpool, if you're top of the league, we're giving you heat. But it's really the ones that get heat are the ones we don't normally see, because actually, I take it back. If it's Man City, it's to be expected. If it's Liverpool, to be expected. Any other club will be getting heat. If West Ham happen to be top or even in the top four, everybody be saying, nah, I don't think West Ham's going to get top four. I can't see it. Like the way
it happened, and Potts was one of the ones saying it.
Do you get me? So for me, it's a compliment to Arsenal that people are talking, and maybe you're right. Maybe we are secretly rattled on the inside. I'm expecting you guys to have a big boy downfall, and I'm just literally counting down the days. But there's also the possibility that it might not happen, and you lot might do your thing. And if you do your thing, well respected. But there's no way, as an Arsenal fan base, that you should be moaning and crying. When Spurs was second and we were chasing Leicester down, everybody was like, no, we can't allow Spurs to win this. Now we got to beat them. And we saw it in the Chelsea scumbags that came out that day. Hazard was so shameless that day. If I ever see him on road, I'll fly kick him in his chest. Do you know what I mean? There's little things like that. So for me, it comes with the territory and you should take it as a compliment.
Do you know what?
Even Champions League final, bro. None of us were all praying. Arsenal fans themselves were praying, bro. All Robbie and them lot, your boys, Potts, they're all praying, yeah, that Spurs didn't win that game in the final. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they want
absolutely. I was hating on Tottenham in the final of the Champions League. Of course, I was. I'm a gooner, right? So the reason I've asked that question, right, from all three of you, because I knew you'd go in on, and because I understand three of you hate Arsenal fan base. Fair play, you've given up your opinions for it, but the reason I brought this up is because everywhere I go on YouTube, I work with a lot of people, a lot of content creators. Some of them absolutely respect massively. And I think none of you, man, are Arsenal fans. And all I see on your streams is Arsenal content. Arsenal are scary. About 4 people do that now. Arsenal are scary. Arsenal have mentality monsters. I was like, and I love Terry,
that's
right?
what you want, though, isn't it? What? That's the prop you want.
Listen,
that's the praise that you want.
That's just. I don't even know why. Big up Terry every time in it, but yesterday, mentality monsters, really?
I was amazed. I looked at it and I thought, you're putting mentality monsters like we won on a penalty shootout. I mean, fair play to you. It's cool, but if you want to be speaking positively, but I'm like, I would disagree with that. And I love Terry, you know I do. But I was like, okay, that's one. And then I like Saeed's doing it now, and I'm like, Saeed the other day was saying Arsenal was scary, and I'm like, wow, like we must be so relevant. Everybody is talking about us, so it's cool for us because we're relevant and we are the most. Every time something happens with Arsenal, it's huge.
Let me ask you something, Potts. Yeah, let me ask you something, Potts, before you come in, Deji. What's common between Terry and Saeed?
Exactly, I was going to say the same thing.
What's common?
Okay, so you're going down the Liverpool City hate stuff.
Of course.
No.
Okay. You think Saeed wants them to win? Wants any of them?
No. I know they both want Arsenal to win the league. They've told me that. Of course they have.
Bro, that's what it is. They're pushing it into the. into the atmosphere and whatnot. You know what I mean? Energy, you know, bad vibes and everyone else. So you lot can go and do it. They don't want Liverpool to win it. They did not want Man City to do the 4P either. That's what it is. That's all it is, really and truly.
Yeah.
You know, they're praying right now.
Well, man,
Don, you need a Liverpool or Man City is scary thing on your channel now. You need to start willing that on your channels.
Yeah,
Liverpool,
Don, start
Man
doing that,
City
man.
is-
Bro, I had Stell telling me the Emirates. What do you guys think about this, Lawless and Deji? Yeah, I had Stell telling me the other week that the Emirates is a scary place. Would you guys agree? Do you think the Emirates is scary?
Scary for what? Like in what way? Like scary, like you're scared of going there. All the fans, like them silly muppets.
I'll go outside the Emirates and buy a bag of chips right now. What do you want?
Yeah. I got them silly muppets with the drums or whatever they're called. Like no, like
Ashburn,
that's not
the black top.
yeah, but that's Ashburn. But that's not a bad thing.
I haven't
Like
heard
that, then it's not scary. Like their fans are quite. Like I said, the fans that are there, I've been there. They've all been nice to me. All been welcoming. All been chill.
No, but does he mean that it's a fortress on the pitch?
He's talking about that. He's talking about when you go in there. Scary.
Yeah,
it's scary, apparently.
It's one of the most comfortable grounds like you can go in the league. Like you're not worried.
I don't think. I mean, I didn't hear the conversation that he'd said, but I guess what he was meaning by it's a hard place to go, as opposed to oh my god, these fans they're too much for me.
He's talking about. He's saying that he said the Emirates is a scary place to go to. That's what he said, and I disagreed with him. Yeah, your atmosphere has improved in parts. Last year, I think it was rocking. Yeah. The Emirates, for me, in my opinion, is not a place where I look at and I think, "Fuck, we're going to the Emirates." I don't look at it like that. I never have. Right? For me, like even yesterday, yeah, the Emirates, bro, you lot were like a library in certain parts. You lot were nervous, like your players. You were nervous, and Porto just made it their home.
Even if it was loud, it don't make it scary. Like atmosphere don't make it scary. Do you know what I mean? Like scary is like, you know what I mean? Like, oh shit, like we got to be on top of our game here because something's gonna happen. Like shit's gonna go down. Do you know what I mean?
And Anfield is a place that could be scary. That's what you call scary. And
for me, I like to break it down, in practical ways. This scariness thing. So where is the Emirates Stadium? The closest tube line station is Highbury in Islington. That's pretty posh to me. And then when you get into the stadium, it's pretty nice from the inside. Okay, there's a corner where you've got these kind of the ultras in the black t-shirts who actually don't watch the game. What they do is they watch the seats and they jump up and down for about 90 minutes. There's nothing scary about that for me because they can't even see your face because they're not even facing the pitch. So, I don't think it's scary. And again, I'm not going to say people like to create stories. They like to create this narrative. Is Arsenal a scary team? No, they're not. Are Arsenal doing well this season? We have to concede. They're currently top of the league. They're currently the best team in the country. It's a matter of time. Only time will tell whether they will finish in that position. But scary? Hell no. As for me, I can't wait to play Arsenal. I know we're going to get into it, but I'm itching my feet. I want Spurs to play Arsenal now so we can just get this over and done with. You know what I mean? So they're definitely not scary.
I think it's Emirates at the moment in the last 2 years has definitely got louder. Whether that means it's scarier or not, I don't know. I can't answer that question being a Gooner. But I do think that we've actually turned up and turned over some teams this year no one gave us a chance to. I had a lot of people tell me we wouldn't beat Man City at home or Liverpool at home. We beat both of them. That's mad to me. I never, ever have gone into the Emirates thinking, yeah, and I've never had Man City fans and Liverpool coming away going, that was a fucking tough place to go, man. You've made your place a real tough ground to beat you at. Now, West Ham this season would say, we've done it. Mm-hmm. So it depends who you're coming up against, obviously. But I understand what you're saying, Dom, because for me, Anfield has always been the hardest. That place is by far the hardest to go. I also believe that Old Trafford, when it is Old Trafford and when it is United Rocking, is a hard place to go. Even now, that ain't easy. I never go to the bridge and believe. No, I never go to the bridge and go, this is going to be easy. Same as Man City, obviously. The Etihad, Christ, we've had some hammerings there, man. So when I see people say that it's scary at the Emirates, that's a surprise to me. But I'm for it. I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, long way to go. Just quickly on Arsenal before we move the Champions League in real seriousness. What would be respectable for Arsenal this season in your eyes?
I've done told you this.
Depends.
The respectable thing for Arsenal is minimum semi-final. Not because Arsenal is so good, but it's because the European teams are that dusty, bro. Right now, it's as sandy as if I'm watching Dune. Do you know what I mean? Like the sand is in the arms, like sandstorms. Those teams are fully dusty, like Tottenham. So if Arsenal do not get to the semi-final, then you lot are a disgrace. I said it before. There's only one team in Europe that might be dodgy, and I say might be, and that's Real Madrid. The other is Man City. Any other team, Arsenal should be slapping them left, right, and centre. I would go as far as to say, if Spurs was in the Champions League, in fact, if West Ham was in the Champions League this season, they would probably get to the semi-final. That's how dusty.
Here we go. Now he's lost money. He's going to bet on West Ham doing well.
I'm just explaining. I'll be getting West Ham today. That's how dusty Europe is as a competition. The European teams are fully dusty. So semi-final. Anything below that is a disgrace.
It all depends on the draw, really, and who you was to go out to. Like,
if we get Real Madrid next, then yeah.
Well, I'm not going to respect you for going out to them, but I'm not going to disrespect you. Like, I'm not going to say, oh, it's respectable getting to the quarterfinals because of, it's the draw and the run that you've had. You had an easy group, Europa League level group, then you had Porto. And so if you go out in the quarters, to a tough team, then you look at the first real tough team they've come up against, they bowled it. But if you was to, get to a semi, you say, that's respectful.
I can't believe that Deji thinks Arsenal got one of the best teams in Europe. I respect it.
No,
that's what you just said.
Yeah,
we should be able to beat all of them because
Don was nodding his head when I was saying it. It's because Europe is dusty.
You do.
Europe is dusty. So there's nothing to shake your bum about, and Europe is fully dusty. So you should be getting semi-final. In fact, we English clubs should be winning all competitions year in, year out. We should be winning the Champions League. We should be winning the Europa League. We should be winning the Europa Conference League. I mean, bloody hell, West Ham won the Europa Conference League. So I'm just telling you the levels of what we're dealing with out here. So I don't expect any European team to be doing anything for the foreseeable. It's as simple as.
No, with the money in our league.
I love that, Jeji. A dig back at West Ham there. I like that. Well, good boy.
We did win. We did win the Conference League. I'm just saying, with the money in our league, we should be favourites in every European competition because we have the resources that other teams in Europe don't. We have the pool that other teams in Europe don't. So, I mean, I agree. We should be dominating in Europe. So we'll see. We'll see. Like, you've spent a lot of money on your team. Again, more money than a lot of them other teams in the Champions League. So with that's got to come some expectations. Again, do you want to be seen as the little underdog or do you want to be the big boys?
No, and I can't disagree with you because there's a lot of our fan base that do this and they'll say, I think you mentioned this earlier, Lawless, respect us. And then when we lose, we weren't expected to win anyway. And you can't have it both ways, man. You can't have it both ways. So fair play. Don, lastly with you, what do you expect Arsenal to do in the Champions League, bro?
Yeah, man. It just depends on who you draw next, man. I'll be real. I thought you would beat Porto convincingly, in my opinion. I think you lot have looked quite good in the Champions League at home this season. That's where Saka's been most comfortable. But Saka last night was shaky. And this is a guy I keep getting told is world class. So I can't look at your players right now and say these men are going to turn up the way they do when it comes to the league, right? Especially if you get a team like Inter Milan or even a PSG. I can just imagine Mbappe on that side. I know Ben White's been good, but I'm sorry, Ben White struggles against Rashford. I wonder what Mbappe is going to do to him. Do you know what I mean? So for me, it just depends on who you get next, innit? Then I can have a real take on what I think is going to happen. But I just don't think you lot are going to win it. I don't think you're going to win it, man. Look how long it took Man City to win it, to get over that hurdle. And this is your first year doing this. Like, it's too much for these guys. I'll be real.
John, on a level, Newcastle did slap up PSG.
Newcastle they did.
Even if Mbappe's there, they're getting slapped up.
Bro, PSG, obviously, I'm not saying Arsenal can't beat them. I'm just saying they've got a world-class player in their team. And Arsenal's fullbacks, for me, you can get at them. Ben White, Kivior off the play him there, Zinchenko. These guys, you can run at them, bro. You can run at these guys, So I'm looking at Mbappe mainly because that is a game winner right there. That's a game winner right there. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends on who you get that, man. I can't really answer it right now. I can't lie.
No, that's fair. That's fair, man. Listen, I expect us, like Deji does, to reach the semi-finals, and I'm more than happy to have a conversation with our football club, if we lose to Real Madrid, to say that's one of those. Real Madrid are kings of Europe. In the last 10 years, they've won it 5 times. If we were to go out to a team like Porto, if we were to draw Dortmund or PSV in the next round and go out, I would be very disappointed. And I think then, if depends where we're coming in the league, that's the only time I will ever start to question where we're going. Because right now, we're through the next round. Yeah, we went out domestic cups and I was pissed by that. But we're in a title race properly and we're in March. So I'm looking now, thinking it's got to go drastically wrong now for things to start being questioned massively. Because that's what all neutral fans want is Arsenal in the mud. Arteta's no good. They want him out again. They want the ownership gone, Kroenke out. That's what they want. And I think something's got to properly collapse at the end of the season. It could happen. We could go on a run. Arsenal done it before, man. We're going to have to see what this team's made of. All I will say, I've seen some warriors in this team over the last few, and that's not something I've seen in a while. Monsters like Gabriel and Saliba. Ben White's been phenomenal. Declan Rice, I know Lawless hates me saying it, but he has been ridiculously good, man. Like, for me, just unreal. So, yeah.
On
What did I say? What did I say? Why we hate the Arsenal fan base? You just done it, Dan.
Before we move to the next bit, Potts, yeah. I'm gonna be so real. I love Rice as a player, but for me in that 8 role, it just ain't for me, man. It's just not my cup of tea, man. I look at Odegaard in that role. I look at Rice. It's night and day. Like, Rice can do a job in there. He can give you the legs. He can give you the counter press. But just on the ball, just ain't for me. Ain't for me. He looked a lot comfortable when he got moved into the 6. And he's even spoken about it himself. Like, he had an interview on, I think it was on TNT, yeah. And he said, I need to learn how to create a little bit more. Obviously, like, I'm learning the role sort of thing. But then the way Arsenal fans, again, will speak about him in there, it's like it's fucking Paqueta in there or Maddison in that role. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't got that flair on the ball. Rice is a good player.
He ain't a Madison, that's for sure. But yeah, I do think he's been good in there. But in the 6th is where he's been most of the time, and that's where he'll be recognized.
Yeah, sure, but like I said, yesterday, like I didn't really see much from him. I'll be real. Like Odegaard, like I said, he was the guy I was looking at, thinking, yo, this guy's balling out right now.
Yeah, he was unreal, man.
He was balling out.
Unreal. Yeah, he's another player that I have actually questioned over a couple of years in terms of goals and assists. Yeah. Last season, no complaints from me, and this season I think he's had some unbelievable games, man, where he's just driven. Martin Odegaard.
Yeah. But let's be real, Dan. Sorry, and we need to qualify this. Martin Odegaard has had some unreal games recently because he hasn't been playing well this season. And when you break down the games,
that's like a lot of our players, Deji.
But when you break down the games that Odegaard has shown, there is the common denominator. All of those teams were as dusty as Tutankhamun's coffin. So we're not going to start shaking our bum for Odegaard. He's not done anything special. What he's done, I've done it myself. And as for Basmati, I like Basmati rice, just not with my jollof. That's all I got to say about that.
The fucker actually took a fucking penalty. Like, it had to be, you know what I mean? He used shit penalties.
I'll say what, these 5 penalties, or 4 penalties, sorry. They were, they didn't let us down then, boys, man. I'll tell you that now.
Well, I got to say, though, the keeper was shit for him, though. He was shit.
Don't matter. You got to score penalty, bro. You got to. Like, and what you've just done there is what neutral fans are all doing. That is what my point is. Arsenal. Imagine if one of them missed, you wouldn't be saying, "Oh yeah," but it was a.
No. I give them credit for getting him on target. Their penalties were better than the flipping Porto penalties. They were shocking, but they actually got them on target. They stood up to the pressure. Arsenal fans, they stood up to the pressure. They did well. I'm giving you praise. Well done.
I appreciate that, man. But like this is the thing most of the time that fans will do. Neutral fans will do. There's always a comment that an Arsenal fan will make, and then there'll be this absolute mental rattling reply from people. Like, for example, in 2024, Havertz has improved. Yeah, but he's not worth 65 million. Well, chill your beans, bro. I never said he was. I only said he's improved a bit. Just calm it down a bit. Like, I don't get it. It's like, why does that rattle you so much? Just chill, man.
His touch was awful yesterday, man. His touch was he was back to the same old. Back to the same old yesterday.
He has games where his touch is bad, but he put himself about and stuff to last night. But my point is he's been better. Why can't we just say that? I still don't think he's worth £65 million. I still don't think he's an unbelievable player. It's like you can't say he's been good. It's like, shh, he's the flop. Remember, he's the flop. He's not going to
No,
work.
but at the
for you.
same
Calm
time,
down.
you
What's going on?
you can say he's been good. Yeah, of course, you can say, oh, he's played well, but it's you know you do too
But
much.
there's always
You
an
lot
answer
do-
back, though. There's always an answer back.
No,
It's never, yeah, do you know what? He has. I still don't think he's great, but he's been good for
No,
us.
do you know what it is? When you're playing top level football, it depends on what side of the fence that you see. Someone like me, I haven't kicked ball in about 10 years. If I go on the pitch and do well against Burnley, I think I should be praised because I'm an amateur. I haven't really played well. But when you're in the top 6 and you're one of the big guns and you're an international player, shaking your bum for scoring a header against Burnley or Luton Town, I just don't know, in my opinion.
You're
If
too
Kai
quick.
Havertz steps up in the Man City game, if he steps up against Real Madrid, if he steps up where it matters, teams that matter, then, you know, you got to give him his flowers.
These don't know
You
about.
want me to give someone flowers when you guys pretty much have 90% possession and I can even score that goal? You want me to do that? Werner scored 2 goals at Spurs and he's done nothing. He knows he's done nothing, but that's what happens at the top table. That's what you're expected to do, and I can't give you any more praise for you doing your job.
They don't know about Havertz in March. Let me tell you something about Havertz in March. This is what he does, Dan. By the way, I'm just putting it out there. This is how he plays in March, and then he'll be back to the same old nonsense. You know what I mean? But he has improved. He looks a lot better than you know at the start of the season. But majority of the season, let's be real, he's been smelly. He's been smelly, bro. Now he's just looking okay. You know, looking okay. I would say.
No, I agree. I agree with that. And at least you've actually said he's been okay. You'll be amazed the amount of people that can't even say that. It's mad. Anyway,
yeah, that's an agenda. That's an agenda. That's what it is.
Yeah, yeah, facts, man. Let's move from us, man. Deji and Lawless got to settle this out, man. This has been a mad couple of weeks. I can't lie. Mad couple of shows. Deji's been shaking his bum about how bad West Ham are, as he likes to say, and he still thinks they are. Before people ask in the chat, Johnny's message, he can't make it. He's got something. He's been delayed, and he's not going to happen. So apologies. It's just us four. We'll try and get him on another time, man. But people asking in the chat. But they're bro, kind of not the best of bets with Lawless, man. Maybe it's time to stop gambling.
Do you know what? And I think
when the fun stops,
you know.
You didn't gamble responsibly, man. We told you, we warned you, man.
Send me your details. We can do it live on the show. I want you to confirm because I don't want anyone to ever say that.
Okay.
Lannister always pays his debts, and so I'll be paying my debt right now live on the show. Let me tell you what it is. Everybody, when I was saying the 6-game run, remember, Lawless, you said it was not possible because of one game. The one game being Burnley. Remember that?
I knew.
And I said, this team is so dusty, fully dusty like Tottenham, that they would flop against Burnley. Now, what happened was, against Everton, these pricks were actually losing. West Ham were losing, and then I don't know what happened, but they managed to get some jammy goals and win, and bet was done. But these clowns turned up on the weekend and found themselves 2-0 down at home to Burnley. And then they were screaming and shaking their bum violently when Danny Ings got the equalising goal towards the end of the game. And I thought this team is fully dusty. So for me, I feel vindicated, even though I lost the bet, which was quite an ambitious bet, but it shows the level of dustiness that I think of West Ham. But let's be real, Lawless, even though you won, part of you feels like a part of you has been taken away because that performance against Burnley was one of the dustiest performances we've ever seen. And so technically, there was a method to my madness, as it were. And it's just unfortunate that, you know, Everton just had an off day. They had an off day.
An off day.
Deji, you're the best, man, honestly. And people, what was it? It was £50 initially. What made it 100? You tell us, Deji.
All right, so this is what happened. I just sent the details, by the way. So
you tell us.
Deji bet me. He said a few weeks ago, 6 games. You're not going to get a single win in your next 6. And we was looking at it, and I can't remember who we had, but we lost our first one, which was, or we didn't win. We had, who did we lose to actually?
You lost to
Who was it that you lost to?
You lost. It was strike one. Was it like Villa or something? I can't even remember.
We weren't.
I remember.
It was in. Was it in Feb? It was back in Feb. Forest. That was it. We lost to Forest.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you guys are dusty. You lost to Forest. Go on.
So we lost to Forest. Deji was like, "Hey, what's happening now? Look, see, I told you." And then the next game, Brentford at home, we won that 4-2. Right, we scored like 2 goals in the first 2 minutes or something. Right, I locked that bet up. That 6-game bet, I locked that up in 2 games. And then we come on the show and I'm like, come on, man. It took 2 games. And he's like, no, you're still dusty. And he's like, double or nothing. Yeah, your next 4, you won't get winning your next 4. And I'm like, to be fair, I did say, that's insane. Like, we still have Burnley in this. I fully expected that the one game we would win would be
So did
Burnley.
I, man. I can't lie. That was the one. I was like, Edge, why are you doing that when it was Burnley? And look at the state.
Yeah, I knew they were going to flop against Burnley. It's been sent. I knew that they were going to flop against Burnley, and they did.
Yeah, but you didn't know that we would beat Everton. So it took one game.
Everton you should have lost to.
Like this bet, it would have been something. Do you know, like if it week 3, where is it? Oh, and then we did it in week 5, yeah. But like literally, first one took us 2 games. Second one, yep, he sent that. I can confirm. He's done it. Everyone,
there we go.
All the West Ham
Money
fans,
spent.
you got to give
Money
them respect. But it was crazy, and you know what? I blame D because D was getting in your head on that second one as well. In fact, he could give you some of the money because D was sitting there going, "Oh yeah, I think you could do it." That was
D was stirring the pot.
No, but the honest truth is, even though the bet was ambitious and we lost. Like you said, you thought you were going to win on Burnley. And I just knew that your team is so dusty that you wouldn't get the 3 points against even Burnley, bro. You didn't. And Everton's just been off. I don't know what's happened to Everton. And I think you managed to get a win against Brentford, but Brentford didn't even have a back 4. I mean, you were just fortunate. And I think we just did the bet at the wrong time of the year. Had I done it a few weeks earlier, I'd probably win the bet. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. So anyway, it's been paid up. And well done to you, mate. And I'll be ready for the next bet. I'll be ready for the next bet.
Listen, that should put you off betting for life. In fact, you might have to bet
that
on
Burnley. That 2-2 with Burnley encouraged me. I'm not gonna lie, because they just confirmed that you guys are dusty.
No, but to be fair, that was a one half of madness because we just started the game cowardly. We dropped one of our best, most important players in Alvarez. We played 2 defensive midfielders against Burnley. It was just awful. As soon as we put the attackers on, we actually went for it. You know what I mean? The game changed. So that was just a massive mistake from the manager and a bit of apathy from the players. I'm not sitting here. I don't make excuses, yeah? I'm not like a lot of these Arsenal fans that will sit there and drop one of these points and turn it into a positive. Oh, but we drew. We showed character to fight back. I could say all of that stuff. It's fucking Burnley. I don't care. We should be winning that game. And there is no excuses at the end of the day. It's a disgrace. So, but at the end of the day, we still had to win those games. I'm not hearing excuses for the Brentford, for Everton, for flipping. What was the other game that we won? Or was it just those 2?
Well, that was it. Yeah,
that was it. You lost against Forest.
What
I want to know, wait, have you not played each other twice yet?
We're going to play
we got
soon.
them
That one's like
that is going to end Pots.
No,
that is
done. No,
that is going to.
Let me tell you why there's no if. Because when I told you last week, Wednesday, that we were going to slap up Aston Villa, Rich looked offended. He looked like, how can you say that about my club? And I was looking at Rich like, don't get excited with your little 5 minutes of fame. Don't be getting excited. It'd be a pleasure that you're here with the London's finest. Anyway, on the weekend, we went to Villa. Remember the fortress. That's why I can't tell you that Arsenal's ground is a fortress, because it's not. We went to the fortress that is called Villa, and we slapped them up. We gave them a big, fat, dirty slap, because I told you guys, I said, when you play Tottenham's strongest 11, who can go against us? Who?
I mean, Jackson dumped a hat-trick on your ass.
Liverpool, not Arsenal, not Villa, Not Newcastle. Nobody.
I've given you an example, but we came to your place and we scored a Jackson scored a hat trick against your boys.
And we had 9 men. When
that's
we
your
go
beef.
to your
That's your
ground,
own problem. That's your own problem for getting them men
go
off.
to Stamford Bridge. Make
Thank
sure
Romero
you're
for that, man. Thank Romero.
What about Wolverhampton Wanderers?
And the thing is, we were even shit. Dan,
Literal.
we was even shit that game. We should have battered you even more than what it was.
Don,
Nah.
we are going to your ground to do what we did to Villa in your gaff. We are going to slap.
You probably will, Poch.
There is nothing you can do. Nothing. All your teams, Dusty.
Wolverhampton Wanderers, did you?
We weren't-
Because
it wasn't
you
our
was
first
thinking
11.
that you was going to
Wasn't
neuter
our
them
first
or
11,
turn them
bro.
to puppies. Or...
Wasn't our first 11, bro. Wasn't our first 11.
It was. Wait, let's see. I
Wasn't
want to
our
see what
first
team
11,
you
bro.
had. Oh, so you
I've
got to have
been-
every player fit.
Wait, let me tell you something that I've been saying for a minute. If you really want to hear the truth, I still think that my club can get third.
Do you know what? I mean, listen.
I love Deji.
That's
I love him, man.
Because you know why? Let me give you the reasons why. When Arsenal come to my gaff, we're slapping them up. That's light work. Who's that lighty? Who's that lighty? Who's that lighty? Who's that lighty? Light work. Arsenal coming to my gaff. I also think that Man City will slap up Arsenal. So that's already 2 defeats. And then there's one more in there coming from somebody else. Who? I don't know yet, but there's a third. Once you do that, my team's third.
So you're winning every game from now to the end of
Bro,
the season then?
Stop me. Who's going to stop me? You can get so emotional.
Injuries. Well, I mean, you haven't got your Van de Ven. What's happening with him? Because he came off.
Yeah, we've got Dragoozin, baby.
Haven't you got to go to
now
Anfield?
he's part of the strongest 11 now, is he?
Dragoozin came in and we forgot that Van de Ven was off the pitch. That was the truth.
Oh, okay.
Van de Ven was the best centre half in sliced bread, man. What's happening?
He is, but Dragoozin came on. He done a job that we even forgot he was off.
I love Deji, man. He's actually, honestly, the pills he takes for Spurs are unbelievable. The Spurs pills he takes. You're going to win every game. Do we have a bet now? You're going to win every game from now to the end of the season.
I'm not saying. Can I be real? Can I be real?
I'll put a bag on that. I'll put $1,000 on that.
Can I be real? I'm not sure we win every game, but let's deal with the big guns because I don't want to deal with the minor ones because I learnt my lesson with Lawless. Them little idiot teams can spring a surprise. But I'm telling you now, Tottenham get 7 points against the big 3. Minimum.
Who you beating and who you drawing to?
The only dodgy game for me is Spurs at Anfield. Say what?
So you'll beat City at home and you'll beat Arsenal at home.
Say what?
No, but to be fair, I'm going to actually stick up for Deji. I'm going to stick up for Deji on this one. I don't think that's insane because of Tottenham's record against Man City and Arsenal's record at Tottenham. Now, Anfield, I think that's going to be a tough one. They ain't winning at Anfield. A draw would be a fantastic result, maybe if the pressure gets to Liverpool. But the Arsenal and City shouts, winning them, I don't think that's insane.
Thank you.
If they got their best 11.
Yeah.
They're lining up. They're lining up with
one game a week at the moment, so we should.
Yeah. If they're lining up with Timo Werner and Brennan Johnson, then it's not happening. You know what I'm saying? So
I think it's long. But who else have we got to play? We got to play West Ham, light work. We got to play Chelsea, light work. We got to play.
I tell you what, Dej, let me stop you there, though, right?
If you lose Newcastle, light work. None of these teams to start.
Like, Dej, I can't lie. Where? I can't lie, Dej. Yeah. We're light work then, yeah.
Bro, you guys are light work, bro.
You're lighter work.
I'll be real with you.
The only reason why we're light work is my stupid manager. That's it.
I'll be real, and I don't want you.
Was he stupid last week?
I don't want you to take what I'm about to say with offense. And if I do offend you, just know I've done it in jest. The only thing that's been good for Chelsea this season has been you, bro. I'm just saying.
You know what I'm laughing? Because I'm shameless and we've battered you, bro. Already. Like, you probably will beat us at the bridge. I'll be real. I'll be honest with you.
Exactly, bro.
I'm not
No.
confident, bro. I predicted
No.
we'll lose. I predicted
Chelsea
we'll
turn
lose
up
3-1.
against bigger teams, though, man. I can't lie.
Nah.
That's why they won't
Dan,
beat
we ain't
Spurs.
even got to the Chelsea section yet, yeah. But this guy had Gallagher playing left wing against Newcastle, playing ping pong football, bro. Yeah, and you really think that I trust this manager to put a good lineup or good shape, in fact, against these guys that can actually kick ball? They're probably gonna beat us, bro. I'll be real. I know Levy's probably paying Poch. He's probably paying Poch more than what we're paying him as a club. Because what he's been doing is spy behavior. That is spy behavior, bro. Levy is still paying him. He's on a payroll. I'm telling you.
You just won. Why are you so negative? Well, you just beat Newcastle, man. That's a tough game.
Our performances are not sustainable, bro. They're not sustainable. These are the performances I was seeing. Nah. These are the performances that I was seeing.
Scored, your guy, Mudryk. He played Mudryk.
Are we moving on to Chelsea now, Potsy?
Yeah, do it. We're here, man. We're here.
Cool. So listen, yeah, bro. The other day, I don't know if you obviously see my video that I put up the other day, yeah.
Yeah, man.
I wasn't happy with the performance the other day because number one, individually, guys like Enzo in the first half weren't good enough. The guy kept giving the ball away. I've never seen Enzo play like that on the ball, to be honest with you. Poch set him up correctly. He was playing next to Caicedo. I'm seeing Gallagher playing left wing. You know, for me, that game was all about individual brilliance, man. Look at that right-hand side. You had Cole Palmer and Gusto balling out. Gordon literally had to change sides because of how they were just balling out on the other side. Do you know what I'm saying? But in that first half, bro, it was flat. It was ping pong football. We're the team at home. We can't even keep the ball. And a big part of that, like I said, is tactically, he had a midfielder playing left wing. Do you know what I'm saying? In the second half, we picked it up a little bit. But again, it still wasn't good enough. I'm still seeing Gallagher on the left wing. But individual brilliance is what saved this guy. And that's what I've been telling you lot week after week. These players keep bailing this guy out. Jackson, very good. Mudryk came on, did more than Sterling. You know, in 10, 15 minutes, the Sterling's been doing in weeks. Yeah. You lot like to get onto me the other week. You're cooking me when I said Mudryk. I think he's got more to his game than Martinelli. I'm not changing that view, bro. I am not changing that view. Martinelli's more refined.
Now he scored a goal. Now he scored a wicked goal. That's it. He is better.
The more game time you see Mudryk getting, you lot are going to see exactly what I mean when I say this guy's natural ability is better than Martinelli.
You should have seen Race for Europe, yeah, when Potts found out Mudryk scored, he was so disappointed. He was just like, "Oh,
bro, I was in the group straight away and I tweeted it straight away because I was getting cooked with my Mudryk take. But bro, the more game time you see the guy getting, the better he will become. And for me, the guy's even playing out of position. He's playing as a 10, and that's where he's looked most comfortable. And to play in that 10, bro, your IQ has to be high because you have to make quick decisions in terms of the passing, the link up, and whatnot. He came on, bro. He looks miles better than Sterling. Sterling's the one that looked like an 18-year-old that's never played in the league before and came from Ukraine. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's got to go in the summer, yeah, because this guy's earning 325 bags a week.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's stinking out the place like this. Yeah, his body language. When I'm at the bridge, I'm at games. I'm watching him. It's like he's just there to pick up a wage, bro. He doesn't care. Do you know what I'm saying? But end of the day, like I said, Palmer was very good. Gusto very good. Do you know what I'm saying? These guys are just bailing us out right now. But if we carry on playing like this, we will lose more games, bro. We will lose more games. I'm telling you.
Can I ask? I want to ask Deji something in a minute actually about Chelsea because I think he's quite chill on Chelsea. Can I ask this then, Don? How are West Ham above Chelsea?
What's the gap as well? What's the gap? How many points is
the gap? Ain't even that large. Like literally, if we win our next game, I think we're 8th or something like that, or 7th. We jump up a couple places.
No, you don't jump. We're 4 points ahead of you. Relax. We're 4 points above you. Relax.
Yeah, but bro, the gap between 11th and 6th ain't even that mad right now. Like I think it's 8 points. I think United are 6th in it right now.
You're lucky you won that.
Yeah, and we've got a game in hand. But for me right now, games in hand, none of that makes it doesn't make a difference. I've signed out, like I've said, because what I said before this running, I said we should be beating.
And this is well, by the way, by Ryan. Big up, Ryan.
Bro, I'm asking the same questions. You're saying this. I'm asking the same questions. Well, how Pochettino? Why have you got us 11th in March?
This is the thing. This is the thing with you, Don. You overrate your players so much. Is that you're overcritical on your manager? Like you massively overrate the players that you have. That's why. Like really.
What have I said to overrate them though? What would you classify as overrated? Who have I overrated?
No, I feel like you overrate because you're always focusing on Poch. It's Poch has us here. Poch has us here. Like really and truly, Bowley has you there.
Did I not criticize Enzo? Before I even spoke about Poch. I said he set him up correctly. I said Enzo was poor on the ball. I said that. Did I not?
Okay. But as a team, I think overall you're looking at it and you're thinking, yeah, this is a unit that are much, much better than where they are. Maybe you shouldn't.
Yeah.
And listen, 11th is still poor, but you shouldn't be in top 4. You shouldn't be in the top 6. Like, really and truly, 7th would be about right. 7th, 8th for that team, because it's just individuals. It's names. There's no unit. You haven't got a balanced team.
Why isn't
As
there a
much as I
unit?
think they are
Why isn't there a
balanced
unit,
team.
Lawless? Why isn't there a unit?
Because
Who's
your
in charge?
owner has come in to start to, and you try, and this is the thing. You was all loving it. You loved it. You all coming out with suitcases of money. You loved it when he was doing dodgy dealings and selling players to Saudi Arabia to get more money and to buy
Dodgy
superstar
dealings.
names. You were loving it, and it's come back to bite you. It's
But Lawless,
big boy
Lawless,
Broly, mate.
we literally had a balanced lineup the other day, and we still look like individuals. You're telling me that's the players, but that's not the manager.
But if it's been the same for God knows how long, like really and truly, I feel like it needs a whole new rebuild. I think so many players.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, bro. Listen, like I said, yeah, we need to bring in a little bit more experience. And if we do bring in young players, yeah, they can't be too raw like Mudryk and Gusto. They've got to be polished. Sorry, not Gusto. Sorry, not Gusto. Like Madueke. They've got to be polished young players like Gusto, like Cole Palmer, like Caicedo, like I said, Petrovic. These guys that are ready to play in the Prem right now. That's the sort of young talent I want. I don't want any more guys that we've never heard of, and then you're putting them in a team full of young players with hardly any experience. Recipe for disaster, bro. But I don't think it's
like Sterling shit though. Like Chelsea.
Sterling has been average this season. Yeah, he's got some goals, got some assists, won us some games here and there. But overall, I expect more for a guy that's been playing in the Prem now for nearly a decade,
but maybe
earning over 300k a week. Bro, you keep talking about the organization right now. We get all of that, Lawless. But let's talk about what they're doing on the pitch. Sterling has not been good enough on the pitch. You keep ignoring that and talking about Todd Bowley. Yeah? You keep talking about him. Forget about him right now. We know the mistakes that he's made. We know all of that. Let's talk about these guys on the pitch and what they're doing and what the manager's been doing. It hasn't been good enough, bro. Both of them. Do you know what I'm saying? So, for me, how I look at it right now, like I said, yeah, we've got Burnley coming up. Yeah? And then we've got United after that, which is going to be a 6-pointer. Yeah? I expected us to go beat Newcastle. I said that before we played them. And I expected us to beat Brentford, and we dropped points there already, right? So I've got no confidence in this team right now. No confidence whatsoever. I just need this manager out, and then we can reset and go again. That's how I look at it right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about my club right now, man. That's how I feel about my club.
Yeah.
I tell you, man, like I actually am looking forward to this West Ham Spurs game. And I'm looking forward to see what Chelsea can do in relation to where West Ham are in the league, man. I actually think Chelsea in the last couple have looked all right. I'll say that. I actually do. I know Don's complaining about Poch and some of his tactics still, and understanding why does he put him on the left and why does he do this. But I haven't looked at Chelsea in the last couple and thought, oh my God, what the hell? And I have done that this season. I agree with Lawless. I think Don does overrate some of his players. But at the same time, some of them are underachieving, like Enzo, like Caicedo, to be fair. I know he's had a couple of good games, but I haven't looked at this season and go, wow.
Caicedo's been Potts. This guy, without Caicedo, we are in tatters, bro. Yeah, this guy has
Caicedo from Brighton, though, is he done?
Of course not, because he's mainly been played as he's mainly been played as a lone 6 when he's not that. For me, like I said, I think his best position is going to be as an 8 when Lavia comes back into the team. But Lavia's been injured all season. I think he's going to be a box-to-box player. But he's doing a job as a like a 6 right now, as a lone 6 even. It's only the past few games that Enzo and Caicedo have been playing like closer to each other. But without Caicedo, bro, our midfield, bro, we will be leaking in so many more goals, because that guy is solid for us. He's solid,
man. I don't know, man. Deji, where's your head at with this proper Chelsea side, man? Where you at? I mean, you're quite quiet on it, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Is that because they're irrelevant to you? What's going on, man?
Yeah, it's partly because they are irrelevant to me. The thing that Don said, which kind of caught me, was when he said that if Chelsea win their next game, they would be around 8th. And I was thinking, well, that's real cute. That's really, really cute. They'll be 8th. And that just shows you how far Chelsea have... Look.
They'll actually be 9th, by the way. They'll be 9th.
Yeah, it's cute. Pochettino is not the right man or whatever, and Mudryk is coming good and he's got some talent, and Caicedo is actually doing a great job. The truth of the matter is we just don't know. We just can't tell. 1 minute they're on, 1 minute, and then more time they're off. It's like they take one step forward and go 2 steps back. Knowing Chelsea, they'll probably get slapped up this weekend, to be honest with you. So it's really hard to tell. As a Spurs fan, though, I am enjoying watching them suffer. The amount of joy, the way they were shaking their bum violently at the Battle of the Bridge, I will never forget that day. And we're going to have the Battle at the Bridge this time, this season. I just hope that Don is somewhere where he's got Wi-Fi, because I want to make sure that he jumps online straight after that game. So I haven't got much to say about Chelsea. They're dusty. They're really dusty. But when they're back, I'll probably have more to say. But what I will thank Chelsea for is for bringing Don to us. If not for Chelsea and their dustiness, we wouldn't have Don being here, shaking his bum. And it's a pleasure to know you, Don. I legitimately, genuinely, I think you are a friend, but your team ain't a threat.
That's fine. You've given me so many things to document. That's why I keep telling people I'm just documenting all of this, because I watch my team week in, week out. I know the basic mistakes that this manager's been making. Like Brentford last week when I was there, playing a back five. Even Thomas Frank was confused about it. Like he asked, "Oh, what, are they scared of us? 21 games in a row, they haven't gone to a back five, but they go and do that against us. Why? And all of a sudden he changes it, brings on more attackers, and then we score. And then again, there we go. We've dropped more points. The other day, playing Gallagher, having no control in midfield. Yeah, we should have been controlling that game against Newcastle at home. Yeah, if you guys remember, start of the season, we were keeping the ball, bro. We were leaving most games having more possession. Now it's the other way around. It's a game of ping pong. Every single game I'm watching us up and down, up and down. Man's got Enzo running up and down like Mo Farah. Do you know what I mean? It's peak. It's peak right now. So I've just accepted it that we're not gonna go anywhere with this manager. I go into it game by game. I don't know what to expect. All I know is that there's going to be certain man that might be able to do something, like Cole Palmer, Gusto consistently. Jackson might be able to do something as well here and there. But overall, I've lost everything in this manager. I've got no energy left in me. Yeah,
you're documenting things, like as if you're confident that the next manager you get is going to be the guy that unlocks it all. Like, I'm just going to bide my time while we got this Poch fraud, but the next manager is going to come in. He's going to do bits, despite how you haven't had a decent manager do anything since Conte, right?
And it ain't going to be Zerbi, man. Let me just not disappoint.
Tuchel. We talking about Tuchel.
Tuchel. Sorry, Tuchel. Okay, sorry. Apologies, misspoke. Tuchel. Yeah. But you had Lampard back, you had Potter, now Poch. But all of a sudden, you're going to get the next one. Can
I ask you, Lawless, as well, Don, before you come in? Can I ask you, Lawless, because I don't know what you think. Don knows my thoughts on this. If say they get Zerbi right, and they say Poch will last to the end of the summer and he will get sacked and it will all go again, right? Do you think Zerbi takes this current Chelsea team forward, Lawless? Like in terms of wow, we're seeing now Chelsea going for Europe. I'm not sure, man. I don't know.
No, and it's not a knock against Zerbi, but it's just it would be the typical signing, isn't it? Oh, this looks to be the next up and coming young manager. Let's pluck him before he's had a chance to really get that experience to really grow and develop. Let's just go and jump on him too soon. It'd just be typical. A lazy appointment. Do you know what I mean? That's what it would be. And that he ain't going to be lazy. Team. It's lazy because it's a manager that you can pluck from a team that's sort of overachieving for where they are. They're doing well and they're in the Premier League. It's the same way with Potter. It's just it's the flavor of the month manager. That's what you're going for. It's the obvious choice. And you're going to get him expecting, wow, look what he's doing with Brighton. Imagine what he could do with Chelsea. And what he's going to do with Chelsea is the same thing that Poch has done with Chelsea. It's the same thing that Potter's done with Chelsea.
I don't see it. I don't see it, man.
He's the guy, yeah?
Bro, for me, I'll be happy with Zerbi if he was to come in, yeah. And the reason why is because the guy's got a clear style of play. He's worked with some of our players before, like Caicedo, Colwill. You've got Mudryk. He even works with Mudryk at Shakhtar as well. And like I said, our players are technical players, bro. They want to combine together. They don't want to do no rock and roll.
Brighton players, though, Don.
Bro, I've told you already, Lawless. Yeah, I think Potter will do better with this team. You know what I'm saying? I've seen Poch make one too many basic mistakes. Even you would do a better job than Poch. How about that?
So really, you was premature with the Potter out. You should have gave him a chance. You should have
Nah. I wasn't premature. I wasn't premature that because he made his own bed as well at that time. Yeah, he made his own bed. Bro, you see last season with Potter, I was defending this guy until January. You know, when guys were cooking him and we were losing him, I said, bro.
When did he come in? When did
I was
he sign?
He came in September. Tuchel got
oh
sacked.
wow, you really trusted him. You
bro,
backed
that's
him all the
you
way
know how
from
many
September
games
to
that is, bro,
February.
between September and December. How many games? That's a lot of games I was defending this guy.
Oh, but he's a new manager just coming in, no preseason.
Yeah, but
and you're telling me
exactly. Yeah, but my point with Potter is you're going on as if I just crash it on everyone. I understood the situation that he was in because we had a bunch of players that weren't even good enough, and he was using C team players. I remember we went to Newcastle with an attack of Broja, Gallagher, and Mount, bro. That was our front three against Newcastle, yeah? And in January, we made some new signings, people coming back from injury. I said, yeah, now I expect us to actually do something. But then he kept doing some crazy things as well. In-game management wasn't good enough. Lineups kept chopping and changing every single week. He didn't know how to control that team. He should have never been put in that situation. But end of the day, he was. And he had a job to do. He couldn't do it. It's the same thing as Poch. There's a lot of young players. He's had a job to do. He took it. He said, yeah, I can work with these, man. He hasn't been able to do it. That's my point. You can't keep avoiding Poch. There's problems top to bottom, bro. The owners made they're to blame. Poch is to blame. The players are to blame. But for me, majority of this season is 80% Poch and 20% players. I'm gonna be so real. I can't lie.
Well, listen, man, it's going to be interesting to see what happens to Chelsea. I've got to do some super chats before we get out of here. Go watch the football. This one comes in from Taran, says, Stelios meant Chelsea going to lose at the Emirates Dons stopgap. What do you think is that? We got to rearrange this game, by the way. What's going to happen there, Don? Are we going to beat you there?
Bro, it depends on who's fit. It depends on form at the time. There's a lot of things.
I think we'll be. I think we'll win, but you know.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man. We've got to see, man.
It's going to be embarrassing for Chelsea.
Well, let's see. Man. Let's see. Mark Taylor, big up, bro. Says the London Stadium is scary. It was empty after 45 minutes. Lawless, talk to me about that Rice screamer. We owe you another £50 million, bro. Come on, you Gunners. I love that, man. I can't lie.
All right, listen, I'll send you my bank details along with Deji. You know, you may be able to forward them to you, and you can send me that 50 mil mark.
2 from Philippe Lawless, the Michael Jordan of being. Oh, I didn't read that one.
No, can I just say I don't mind. He actually said afterwards in a non-super chat. Actually, it's Deji. So you know, he did put that back. I don't know, or he said it was Don. He said it was either Don or Deji. I think
is this it?
Don't try to drag me into his mess. Don't try to drag me.
I think you all are, man. Deji, Lawless.
Oh look, with the free stooges.
You're all getting told you're frauds now and then. Big up, Philippe.
We know who Philippe supports.
Yeah, man. That's cool. For sure, man. That's for sure. Listen, we're gonna get out of here, man. Go watch some football. Lawless, big up, man. Thanks for coming on, bro. What are you up to? How can people follow you, etc.?
At the Lawless, you can follow me there. You won't see me much on West Ham Fan TV over the next couple of weeks as I'll be away on holiday, going to Cyprus.
Nice, enjoy, bro.
So getting away. Near there, not far. Not
Iron Apple.
No. Going for it's going to be a quiet one.
Nice one. Let's get over to Lawless and West Ham Fan TV. Don, your link is going to be in the description, bro. You got your new channel up and running, mate. What's happening?
Yeah, up and running, man. Big up, man. Big up Dan. Obviously, big up Lawless. Big up Deji. Follow me on Twitter. I Greasy Don. Finally, the YouTube's live now. So Don CFC. Pots will put the description in there, the link in there. Sorry. But yeah, I'll definitely be releasing another video, most likely tomorrow. But yeah, if you want to look, check out the new video I put out the other day, just speaking about the game. And yeah, there'll be a lot more content to come, man. A lot more.
Love, man. Big up, my bro. Big up. Deji, likewise, man. Your channel's going to be in the description as well. What you got coming up, bro?
Yeah, I've got the Fulham and Spurs preview. I'll keep that to about 5 minutes because there ain't really much to say. It's going to be 3-point Spurs. And then I'm going to be I do something on a Monday called Say It With Chest. And hopefully I'll be dropping out the Villa fans because they don't look like they're going to be doing anything so far this season. So yeah, that's it really. And I'll be joining a few other people on other shows. So hopefully catch you all there.
Love that, man. Listen, make sure you go over to all these guys, people. Make sure you smash the like button on this one as well. We're literally 100 away, or a few. I'm not even think it's 100 now away from 17K. So let's get this sorted, man. Let's
Mad.
make sure we hit that
Get that 17K in.
like button, hit that subscription for me, and get us up to 17, please, people. That would be amazing. Until then, we'll see you next time. We're out of here, man. Peace.